Welcome to this lesson on reading tables. Tables are one of the most common ways information is presented, and being able to pull out specific facts and compare values is a critical reading skill. In this lesson, we will break down how tables work, practice extracting data accurately, and learn how to spot trends and draw conclusions. Here is what we will cover. First, the anatomy of a table, rows, columns, and headers. Then, how to find specific data points quickly using the row-column intersection method. We will practice comparing values across rows and columns. And finally, how to identify trends and draw simple conclusions. The key insight is that tables look intimidating because of all the numbers, but the technique is always the same. Find the right row, find the right column, and read the value where they meet. Let us start with how a table is built. Every table has three parts. Column headers run across the top and tell you what each column measures. Row labels run down the left side and identify each entry. Data values sit in the cells where rows and columns intersect. To find any specific value, go to the correct row on the left, then move across to the correct column at the top. The answer is where they meet. Always read the headers and labels first before looking at the numbers. They tell you what the numbers actually mean. Let us start with a simple example. Here is a table showing department data. The question asks, what is the research department's budget? Step 1. Find a row. Look down the left side for research. Found it. Third row. Step 2. Find the column. Look across the top for budget. Second column. Step 3. Read the value where they meet. $200,000. That is the answer. This row-column intersection method works for every table, no matter how large or complex. Now let us compare values. This table shows quarterly sales by region. The question asks which region showed the most consistent sales. Consistent means the values do not change much. Let us check each row. North goes 45, 52, 48, a range of 7,000. South goes 38, 41, 55, a range of 17,000. West goes 60, 58, 62, a range of only 4,000. West is the most consistent because its numbers barely change across the three quarters. When a question uses words like consistent, stable, or steady, it is asking about the smallest variation. Now let us draw a conclusion from a table. This one shows enrollment data over 3 years. The question asks which statement is best supported by the data. Let us check each option. Option A says enrollments have declined. Looking at the enrollments column, 450, 480, 510. They went up, not down. Wrong. Option B says the completion rate has improved each year. Looking at that column, 71%, 76, 82. Yes, it increased every year. That looks right. Option C says fewer people graduated in 2023 than 2021. 420 is more. Wrong. Option D says the program became less popular. Enrollments grew every year, so this is wrong too. The answer is B. Let us talk about the common traps with tables. First, reading a wrong row or column. When tables are large, it is easy to accidentally slip onto the row above or below. Use a finger or pen to stay on track. Second, confusing totals with individual values. Some tables have a totals row at the bottom. Make sure the question is asking about one specific entry, not the overall total. Third, ignoring units. Always check the column header to see whether values are in dollars, percentages, thousands, or raw numbers. And fourth, mixing up what the question is actually asking. Which department has the most staff, and which has the highest budget, are two very different questions that require looking at different columns. Now it is your turn. Pause and answer these questions from the table. Question 1. How many visitors came in February? Find the February row, visitors column, 950. Question 2. Which month had the highest revenue? Compare the revenue column: 18,000, 14,250, 28,000. March had the highest. Question 3. In which month did visitors spend the most on average? Look at average spend: 15, 15, 20. March again at $20. Question 4. Did February have fewer visitors or lower average spending than January? February had fewer visitors, 950 versus 1,200. But the average spend was the same, $15 each. This question tests whether you check both columns instead of assuming. Let us recap. Always read the column headers and row labels first. They tell you what the numbers actually represent. Use the row-column intersection method. Find the right row, find the right column, and read where they meet. For comparisons, read down a column to compare the same measure across different entries, or across a row to compare different measures for the same entry. Always check the units. Use your finger to stay on the right row in marged tables. And for best supported questions, check every single option against the data. Do not just pick the first one that sounds right. Tables are really just organized lists. Once you have the technique, they are very manageable.